Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy L Bug. Welcome to the first official episode of Caviar Radio. Got a special guest and a good friend, my boy Hardaway Smith. Straight out of Los Angeles, California. What it do, Hardy?
Nice to meet you, bro. You already know.
You know what I
Good
mean,
to see you
man.
again.
100. So, yeah, man. What part of Los Angeles did you grow up in?
South Central LA.
South Los Angeles.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, like what part of South Los Angeles?
The intersections of Western and Florence.
Florence and
Yeah, that's my
Western.
area.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. So, like, what schools did you go to? Growing up as like a kid and junior high and all that type of shit.
After the daycare process, I went to elementary school at First Church of God Christian School.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, it was a private school. It was off of Florence.
I went to Calvary Christian, Manchester and Van Ness. You know about that school?
Oh yeah, y'all was our rivals.
Yeah, we
Most
definitely played y'all a couple times.
Football, flag football.
All that
y'all was our
shit.
rivals on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to First Church. That was off of Florence and 8th Ave.
Okay.
Right by the Winchell's Donuts. Grew up there. Private school is a little different. I had to wear a uniform.
Sure.
We went to like chapel service every Friday. We had
Everything.
chapel service every Friday. That was like inside the little chapel.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't really accustomed to just like, where my friends was going to school. My homies was going to like 74th Street Elementary School, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is right down the street from the crib.
You
So
talking about the dudes that you grew up with in your neighborhood
yeah, the
and
dudes
shit?
in my
Okay.
neighborhood, they was
Okay.
more so, they didn't go to private school. They went to public school off the gate, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that was just a little different experience just to be friends with them, but still, going to school and being at a private school, you know what I'm saying? And seeing
Yeah.
how my friends at my school was,
So what junior high and high school did you go to?
Junior high, middle school, I went to Party
Okay.
and then if you went to Party you automatically like was able to go to Palisades.
Pally?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a brother who was 2 years older than me,
Okay.
so he was already at Party and Palisades, so that kind of helped me even more just to get in both schools.
Okay. So like, what do you think about like, you living in one environment and you going to school in a totally different environment? I don't know if people know if like where Palisades is, but that's a school like far on the west side. Where is Palisades exactly?
It's a little bit past Santa Monica, so
Okay.
like, we pass up the Santa Monica Pier, headed to school, going down PCH. It's right after Temescal Canyon, but
Okay.
right before Malibu. So it's like tucked, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice
Cool
out there.
little
It's over there by the
vibe,
water.
scene
Yeah,
and all that shit.
exactly. You see dolphins in the morning, headed to school, jumping out the water and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. So like,
Yeah.
how do you feel like you living in one environment but going to school in another environment like helps your creativity as far as like where you are today?
Man, it definitely helped my creativity just because I was so used to just like hood program, you know what I'm saying? Just like how the block was and
The look, the
yeah,
view,
the look and
all
just,
that shit.
we live in poverty, so it's just like
Yeah.
you see that and then you like getting bused to like Brentwood and Palisades and you seeing like beautiful flowers and nice lawns and you even see like people walking their dogs out, in the morning, nobody worried about nothing. You know what I'm saying? People walking out, going to get their mail in their robes. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed
Yeah.
like paradise in a way, you know what I'm saying? But it helped my creativity because I ended up getting friends that was like diverse from all different kind of cultures. And
Exactly.
I was able to learn like a lot of different things that I didn't know and didn't have knowledge of, you know what I'm saying? So
agree.
it helped me out a lot.
Okay. So like what was some of your favorite rappers growing up? Like, when you was like a teenager, like you remember like the LimeWire area when niggas was
Yeah.
listening to like Cassidy, Hella Hard,
Right,
Lloyd
right.
Banks, Jada, all them
Man.
niggas. Like who was you really on?
LimeWire, man, that was definitely a era. you
Yeah, I
know
done
what I'm
crashed my
saying?
computer like 2-3 times fucking with
Right,
LimeWire.
viruses like what?
For sure.
I feel you. Honestly, I grew up off Fab. That was like the first rapper I ever like
Loso.
heard and was like, yo, I want to do music. You know what I'm saying?
What tape? What Fab tape was like? That was like, really one like that you was like really listening to on the daily.
Ghetto Fabulous.
Ghetto Fab.
Yeah,
Oh
Ghetto
yeah,
Fabulous,
when he was on. I was thinking of Street Dreams when he was on the cover with
That
the
too.
mink on the Ferrari and shit.
I listen to Street Dreams a lot too. Like the I'm So Into You with Tamia record. Like Can't Let You Go, Lil Mo. Those records stood out like the most to me. Other than like Nate Dogg, I Can't Deny It. You know what I'm saying? The record with Pharrell, Holla Back Youngin. Like that was all the early like rap stuff that I like fell in love with. It made me want to do it.
And now that you say that, I could kind of see that like similar like type of style, like the laid back type shit
Yeah.
and everything. So like, when did you really like start rapping? Like, when did you know, like, you know what, like, I think I could do this shit. Like, I want to do this shit. Like, I'm about to do this shit. Like, when did you actually start doing it?
Um, I was in fifth grade, and I had this English teacher who was like one of my favorite teachers. Her name was Miss Brown, and Miss Brown just taught me a lot, like on how to write, just in general. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I was always like a good, pretty good writer. I would say I was a fair writer. You know what I'm saying? When it came to just essays and stuff in school, like
Hmm.
I did pretty well, like fairly well. Probably got like B's on my essays and stuff like that. But she taught me how to improve my writing and just how to like make more substance of it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Versus just throwing words on the paper. You know what I'm saying? She taught me how to like really get my point across on paper, even through essay form. You know what I'm saying? So I thank Miss Brown for a lot of stuff because she helped me, and I was already like falling in love with music just from my background, my family background. My grandfather, he was like heavily inclined for music, him being from New Orleans,
Yeah.
and me spending a lot of my childhood with him as a
Okay.
little one. And
That's dope.
yeah, so like fifth grade, I would say Miss Brown really helped me get my writing together with the music to bring it like together in a fusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
So basically, it was
that's
kind of
it.
like a combination of you already having a root for, like, you saying your people. So you was obviously listening to oldies,
Yeah,
R&B, plus obviously you being your age was listening to rap,
right,
and
right,
then your English teacher helps you, definitely get your penmanship and shit,
most
your
definitely.
script all the way down. Plus you now going living in one environment, but then you like going to school on a daily in a different environment. So you
Yeah,
getting the best of both worlds. So probably like a gumbo pot, all that
yeah,
shit. Like,
yeah, definitely. That's how
just
you
help,
could look
like,
at it.
yeah, get your shit all the way right. That's dope though, bro. On
Thank you,
everything.
appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So I was always curious. Like, I never really asked like a quote unquote artist or rapper this, but like, what do you think about the current state of hip hop, like right now, like us living in the social media era and all this type of shit? Like, what do you think about the game? Like,
Um, I think right now the current state of hip hop is good. It's wide open for like a lot of independent artists to come through if you hungry and you got your movement and you got your team right and you got a good message. You know what I'm saying? Or you got a good reason why you're doing something. You gotta know why you're doing something. I feel like you can't just do it just to do it. You gotta know why you're doing it. But I feel like it's a good time right now for people to come through with their movement and just express something that really means something to them or it might relate to other people. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a good time for hip hop. Social media, I think is a good time for that. You use that as a platform to build a business. You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right,
So I'm all for it. Black businesses and just businesses in general.
for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? I
Yeah, me
want
too.
people to definitely strive and create something and not just use social media for like likes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're doing something positive and building a business off of it, or even if you like building your platform in a positive way and you're spreading a good message, I'm all for it. So I
Okay,
think it's a good time right now for hip hop.
okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about, like, this is kind of the same question, but a tad bit different. What do you think about the business? Like, what do you think about the music business in the current state? Like, do you think it is like lucrative? Like, I know you said it's like a good time as far as like, if you're hungry and if you inspire, you can really get out there. But do you think like everybody can kind of eat, or like, what do you think is kind of
Well,
stingy? Like, what would your take on it be?
I think you gotta have business in order. Definitely, it's not just about the music. And
Hmm.
I feel like anybody could just get in the studio and just
Rap.
rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lay some shit down. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But if you don't really know how you gonna make money off of it and how you gonna pay yourself off of it and the people around you, you know what I'm saying? Then that's a problem. I feel because you got to make yourself lucrative. You got to make yourself a business at the end of the day. Like me, Hardaway Smith, I'm a business. That's a
Hmm.
business. So you got to look at it in that kind of term. And I feel like, the things that like people like Nipsey have done, with the Proud to Pay, and that's like new boundaries that's being broken. You know what I'm saying? Like that's new
Yeah.
waves that's being formed. Things like that is good for business. It's good for the business end. And I feel like, it's good for independent artists right now to do things of that nature because a lot of these labels that's been in charge for so long, they're not really what people are reaching for no more. You know what I'm saying? People are figuring out new ways to make money without a label involved. So
Yeah.
um, it's a good time for business too on the business end of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I think you just got to know what you're doing and know how you can make money off of it. And at the same time still give something good to the game that you can be proud of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Me personally, I think it's kind of like a catch 22. Like us being the age we at, like we remember like record labels and all that shit, like
Yeah,
niggas getting signed.
right.
So a lot of niggas is still stuck in that mentality. But like to me, the independent road is really the best. Like social media give you that avenue, that platform to really, like you said, if you hungry and you work hard, you inspired, you definitely can make it happen. So what? Speaking of being inspired, what inspires you to like rap and do this shit on the daily? Like, I know it'd be a lot of bullshit with this music shit. So like, what make you be like, fuck all that
Yeah.
shit and I'ma still rap?
I think what inspires me the most is just like being able to wake up every morning. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as God wake me up the next morning, it kind of gives me a insight on like, okay, He's still letting you, get that opportunity, that that second chance, to prove your point, prove your purpose. Also just like hanging out with my homies and my family, that inspired me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you with your homies and you just laughing it up and y'all just being who y'all are,
Yeah,
it's
getting
just
good energy,
good energy.
good
Yeah, that
vibes.
that brings good songs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that brings just laughs, and then you got stories coming from back in the day. Maybe you might bring up the past back in the day, bring up a memory, and those create good inspiration for songs. So. Just being around the people I'm around, that's really what it is. It's about being around good energy, and those people always, help me create the best songs. Even on bad days, though, like, there's some bad days where I've had, like, super, like, bullshit days, you know what I'm saying, where shit is going bad, but I'll be like, fuck it, I'm gonna write right now. Because if I write right now, that's gonna create something like that's really gonna stick. You know what I'm saying? Just
Okay,
because of how I'm feeling. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So, sometimes bad days create,
Good
inspiration
music.
and good music. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a dope insight.
definitely.
I mean, other than music, what other inspirations do you have?
Other than music, I just really want to be like a good human. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm coaching. I coach the youth. You know what I'm saying? I coach at an elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I'm real passionate about.
Okay,
Just helping the kids and helping the youth. Because when I get old and become 60 years old, these are the people who will be running the streets. So
that's a
I
fact.
just want to guide them the right way so that when I'm, you know, where I'm supposed to be, I'll be like, man, I help, in some kind of way bring back to the neighborhood that I'm from or,
Mm-hmm.
just the area I'm from and people are like using their mind a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have any like specific people who are inspirations to you other than like music, like people in your family that you would like
Yeah,
say like,
definitely. My grandfather is definitely a big inspiration to me.
okay,
His name is Paul Lewis. I actually like got my first tattoo dedicated to him when he passed away because he introduced me to music.
okay,
Um, he's from New Orleans, like I said, told you earlier. So just jazz and
y'all
like
Creole?
yeah, we
Oh,
Creole.
okay.
I got some Dominican in my family also. Yeah,
Dominican Hardy, huh?
yeah, man. My grandmother, my mom's mom, she's Dominican. So we just we're real
Nah,
cultured.
that's dope though.
Yeah, we real
Yeah,
cultured, man. That's all I could say. And like my grandfather, he's just Creole. He came from like the whole New Orleans jazz wave, and he grew up off
yeah,
Curtis Mayfield, like and just Miles Davis and John Coltrane and stuff like that. So that was always playing when I was
that
like a
Blair
young
shit.
kid. Yeah, I literally remember like watching Good Times like in his living room, and he'd just be playing jazz music. He'd cut up his little sliced oranges and put salt on them on some, That's I
Some
guess that
country
was
shit.
some country shit. That's what they did. So those are just little childhood memories I got with me and my big brother and my grandfather. But yeah, he definitely inspired me. Other than musicians in the game.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah,
So, like one thing that really put you on my radar, like you already know, we always like kind of knew each other, was in the same circle. Me
definitely.
going to Westchester, you going to Proudly, everybody kind of moving around in the
Yeah, just
same
LA stuff.
little shit.
Yeah.
But like I remember when you dropped, I think it was Street Gentleman. And I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, like this nigga really hard. Like he
Thank
definitely
you.
got something going, bro. So like
Appreciate it.
on top, like you got any new shit coming? Like what could we expect from you for the new year, to 2019? What you got going on?
Yeah. So speaking on Street Gentlemen, like when I did Street Gentlemen, that got like some pretty good feedback. I felt
Mm-hmm.
like I got some interviews. I got some
Yeah.
some freestyle opportunities for like Dash Radio and
Okay.
some other little good things came out of that. Like I was able to shop my music around and got some more plugs under my belt, more networking. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think that tape kind of really established you as like a brand. Like you was talking about how
Right,
Hardaway Smith is a business. Like that kind of
right.
gave you that stamp. You feel me?
Yeah, it's Hardaway Smith, the street gentleman. You know what I'm
On
saying? That's
top.
that's what it is. So, that's just like me summing up my life all together. You know, like I was raised in around the blocks, just in L.A., but my mom still raised me right, even though my dad was locked up and I had to find my way as a man. You know what I'm saying? My mom couldn't teach me everything. I found out a lot from just homies on the blocks and in the streets, but
Yeah.
it just it carved
Bumping
me
your
into,
head basically.
yeah, trial and error, but
On
it
everything.
carved me into a good dude. So I'm appreciative of that, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Um, so yeah, Young Hardy man, what you got? Like I was asking you, what do you have going for the 2019? What can we expect? What's new? I know you got a gang of new shit coming. I need to
Definitely,
really know everything that's on your plate right now, bro.
man. Well, I'm gonna come with Street Gentleman 2 and a half. It's kind of like Street Gentleman, 3.
Okay,
We coming through like that, but it's an EP, so it's called Rare Breed. You know what
okay.
I'm saying? It's like Street Gentleman 2 and a half, but it's
Yeah,
Rare
got that
Breed.
street gentleman like vibe
Yeah, we gonna
to
switch
it.
up the title, get off the topic real
Yeah,
quick, and
rare
just
breed. That's hard though.
yeah, it's like the appetizer. So, um, just one thing that I've been trying to focus on is that right now, and then dropping that at the end of January, probably possibly top of February. Not really
Okay,
rushing it. I pretty
cool.
much got everything done, like 75%.
Yeah.
Everything's written out. I just gotta like finish the recording process.
Okay.
So
You got any visuals right now?
not right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm back with
Yeah.
my boy Eddie though, 7-8.
Man, let's get it, man. I'm trying to see them visuals, bro.
Yeah, 7 days always shot my stuff. Me and him actually just talked last week, so
Yeah.
he's waiting on the music. So I'm excited about him just telling me he's waiting on the music because sometimes I gotta pull, a rabbit out of the hat to grab him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
So
you.
just knowing that he's excited and he's waiting on my music so he
hmm
can get ready to shoot, that's letting me know like we ready to go. So
Okay.
let me just finish this recording process. Rare Breed, you're gonna get that. It's an EP. I'm gonna have 8 songs on there. It's mainly produced by my boys June and my boy Dice.
Okay.
I got Trey Fresh on there too though.
Yeah.
Trey Fresh sent me some crazy shit, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, and then my boy Doc Uno from New York also.
Okay.
So
Have been like collaborating with any artists or like producers lately, or even like photographers and shit? Like you've been really working with and building a relationship foundation with.
yeah, I actually been just tapped in with Casey Veggies and
Okay.
um, thanks
C
to
Vizzle,
Casey.
what up?
Yeah, thanks to Casey, I've
Yeah.
been tapped in with other artists. You know what I'm saying? Rocky Fresh,
On top.
that's like a big brother to me. He's like definitely.
Cool
I
nigga.
spent the whole day with him one
For
day. One
sure.
day, yeah. And he just chopped it up with me, like, and he just was like understanding what point I'm at in the game,
Yeah.
and we just like smoked the J outside his little balcony, and we just topped it up about like the game and where I'm at, and he just told me like, before Ross found him, he was just a dude from Chicago just making music, hoping it would get noticed,
Yeah.
and he didn't even know Ross was on his radar or that he was on Ross' radar
Exactly.
rather. So he said he really remember like being at the point that I'm at right now where I'm just
hmm
making music and trying to see what's gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So he said just keep my head high and just, he knows I'm coming with substance. So he was like, just keep doing your thing, you know what I'm saying?
That's
He
a
was like,
fact.
it's gonna work for you. Stay in your lane.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's hard,
those
man.
like 2 dudes I'm working with right now. And then I got some people from New Orleans, like shout out to Young Roddy. Young Roddy always show me love, Jet Life,
I've been
Good
fucked with Roddy
Sense.
since I was like in high school and
Yeah,
shit. I ain't gonna lie.
that's my NO homie right
Yeah.
there, man. It's always love in the NO.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Any like, videographers that you besides Eddie that you will want to work with in the future that you done had kind of on your radar a little bit? Any producers, any like shit like that?
I'm still trying to tap into more videographers.
Okay.
I know of some dope ones out there. I don't really know their name. I just
Okay.
like I
You be
seen
seeing
their
them
work.
on IG and shit.
Yeah, and I see
Yeah,
their work,
man.
and I'm like, yo, this is the dope video. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I definitely want to tap in with them too. As far as producers, yeah, man, like T-Reg, he's like a dope sample producer slash just even original. Like he come with just that old soul. Like he feel, he got that old
Facts.
soul like me, and
Yeah.
I feel like you got an old soul too.
Man, we
So
all got old souls, bro.
it just bring good music. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
niggas know
like.
about certain shit that other niggas don't know about. That's basically it.
Yeah, like
On everything.
I feel like he's a good producer, and like I said, my boy June,
June,
he
he
works with.
hard, bro.
Yeah, June's crazy. He's like a
Yeah,
baby Zaytoven. He's just crazy
that
with the
nigga hard,
piano,
bro.
and man, he just got dumb melodies. Like his beats is crazy, and he works with a dude named Chris, and they kind of have like a team together. So it's like some Cool and Dre type shit or something like that, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are the dudes that I'm really like looking forward to hearing like more production from and working with more.
Okay.
Yeah, and Doc Uno, Trey Fresh, my boy Young Amph. Yeah, and I got a dude named Spider out of Chicago.
Okay.
He's saying some dope stuff.
Yeah, man.
And then, you know, Corey G, that's always been home base.
Yeah,
Corey G is
Corey
like
G.
definitely dope, just live instrumentation.
Okay. Yeah, man, I'm definitely excited to see what you got in the near future, bro. Like, I think it's really time for you. You feel me? Like, you definitely got everything clicking. It's just
Thank you.
You one or two moves away. So hopefully 2019 could be the year that you actually make those moves, bro. So
definitely.
Yeah, man. You got anything that you want to promote real quick before we kind of like wrap this shit up? Did you got anything you want to chop it up about?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm coming with an independent label. It's called The Residents.
Okay.
That's pretty much my foundation.
Okay.
And, my team.
Okay.
The Residents is just like a fan base also thing. It's like for my fans. So, you know, if you feel like, you know, what we doing over here, you know, with my music and, you know, just everything we doing. Yeah, it's the brand. Okay. It's the brand, it's the label. And it's just like, feel at home. If you feel at home listening to our music, then you're a part of The Residents. You know what I'm saying? It's like the everybody eats, you know, thing. Like
mentality.
The whole team is eating.
So you're going to be like recruiting young artists and putting them...
Yeah, I actually just signed the artist. Like, you know, it's kind of funny, like, you know, because we just chopped it up. But her name is Honey J. She's dope. She's from Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
She's like German and like Hispanic, and she just got a crazy.
She
like,
rap?
No, she sing.
Oh, okay.
She sing. But she's just all around artist. She's trying to do it all. So she models and she sings.
Okay.
And so she's doing her thing. She's 19, and yeah, she's out here. You know what I'm saying? So we just putting some plays together for The Residents. You know?
All right. Well, I know this kind of random. You got like a quick little. I know you got a 16 somewhere up in your head that you can give us one time. What's up, bro?
Yeah, I actually.
It's in the young. Well, say if it's in the young, then we ain't even gotta do it. I just thought she had some on the top.
I would like to play something, and you know, spit it for y'all though, just to give you a little sample. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bet. Well, yeah, we definitely need to do that. Let's get into that right now.
Working on this shit. It's gonna be on Rare Breed.
Let's hear it, man. Live on Caviar Radio, man. Some new shit from Hardy.
Yeah. Never forget about my niggas. We all that we got. Been through the toughest times. My niggas went hard with them Glocks. I was 18 when they had told me that Slide got shot. We talked the same day he died. I just cried on our block. We came from nothing, you could tell we was all from the streets. I hit Michelle's to cop my pro clubs tall with no crease. Regardless, either way it go, we was all gonna eat. Hit Jack in the Box, them dollar menus was all you could eat. Walking on Western Ave, you'll end up a Target and sheet. My cousin Kurt is gone, them nightmares was haunting my sleep. My mama stressing about these jobs, but shit, all of them weak. Fucking 9 to 5, I love this music, it's talking to me. I look a man right in his eyes when he talk and he speak. If he looking down, I feel he fraud, that shit awkward to me. Niggas recycle in my hood to get high by the beach. It's a bitch named Paradise and me and her dying to meet. I started off so young, it got me focused quick. This lifestyle got me sprung, I ain't wanna quit. We grew up round them guns, niggas going sick. To see the morning sun, that was my only wish. To buy my mama a crib, I put that on the list. To cop my dad a whip, I put that on the list. I started off so young, it got me focused quick. To make it where I'm from, that was my only wish. All the way. That's that. Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, man, so, I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in with your boy one time for the first official episode of Caviar Radio. This shit was a lot of fun, man. I got to learn a lot about the homie, a lot of shit I didn't know about, which is real interesting to me. Stay on the lookout, man, for a lot more dope content. We got the merch right now. We got the Watch Riot 2019 Winter Collection on Caviar&Co Limited, BigCartel.com or Caviar&Co Limited.us. So, tune into that. Shout out to Cali Love Pie and Embar Cocktails. Help me sponsor this situation. Other than that, man, stay tuned. We got a lot of dope shit. Hardy, you want to say anything before we wrap up?
Man, I appreciate you having me.
Man,
it was
I appreciate
always,
you,
love, always love.
Man, we need to smoke one or two after this shit.
Yes, sir. Caviar, man. I appreciate the Caviar Radio for having me and the whole company. I appreciate what you guys are doing for the the rappers and up and coming artists that's trying to make a way out here in the city.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, that's
For real.
definitely love, and I appreciate that. On my behalf for sure.
Oh man.
Other than that, man, I just want to say keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Keep
Okay.
growing, and I appreciate what you're doing. It's love. Yeah.
100,
All
bro.
that.
Well, yeah, man. Other than that, we about to wrap it up. Stay tuned. Next Sunday, we coming back at y'all with some new shit. 1.